TwoCowsGaming fans, we have arrived at the draft. This is episode 11. We have got a lot of territory to cover for this the end of the season here. A lot of changes are going to be coming to the Raiders squad. So what I did in between episodes was I went to the team. I looked at the salaries. I looked at the positions of need. And here is kind of the overview. Right now, with the cap penalty, we have about $90 million to play with, roughly, 95 in cap space. Now, 20 million of that, roughly, is rookie reserve. That's money that we can't touch until the rookies are signed and under contract. Going into the draft, we are sitting on the 4th overall pick. Now, normally, I would be excited about that, but we have so many areas of need on this roster that I just don't think picking 4th overall is going to help the team. Why do I say that? Because, frankly, what we're looking at is we want to draft a quarterback. And the top 3 quarterbacks are not anybody that fits the scheme that we run. So let's take a look here at the roster. We're going to go to here. And go up to draft picks. So we've got the 4th pick overall. That's a really good place to be in. But I'm looking at it from the perspective of trading down. Now, we could probably trade down 10 or 11 picks easy and get some value for that pick. We want to get maybe another 2nd-round pick or another 3rd-round pick, and then definitely like another 5th or 6th. We should be able to get at least some good trade value for that pick. So before I jump into the draft, let's just kind of talk about the areas of focus going into the draft. We need a quarterback. I've discussed that. Gardner Minshew and Aiden O'Connell are both not going to be a part of this team. So that translates to about $9 million in cap penalties. So that's going to bump it to 25 overall for the season. We're going to be sitting at about 25 million in cap penalties, which is not a great place to be sitting. But I just think that there are better quarterbacks out there. Remember, all season long, I've been talking about how we want to get a strong-armed quarterback to run the offense, and some good strong-armed quarterbacks aren't even available until probably later in the 1st round, top of the 2nd round. That's where we're looking. Although running back is a need, we've got 4 running backs. Excuse me. We've got 4 running backs on the roster, so we're not going to look too closely at running backs in the draft. There's no reason to. Now, wide receiver, on the other hand, is very critical to us. We need to get some wide receivers that are going to complement Michael Gallup and Jacoby Myers. Or actually, we don't have Michael Gallup anymore, but Jacoby Myers and Wan'Dale Robinson. We need to get a couple of good wide receivers. Now, the good news is this draft is pretty deep, so we can kind of look for a wide receiver in the 2nd to 4th round and pick somebody up there. Tight end, we're flush with tight ends. We don't need any tight ends. We're going to pick up a developmental player as a undrafted free agent just to have him round out the roster, and then he will probably be put on the practice squad. Offensive line, we desperately need a guard. So that's going to be an area of need. We're going to try and address that in maybe the 3rd to 5th rounds. Defensive line, we need a defensive tackle to play next to Christian Wilkins. I think we could probably go 4th to 6th round there, maybe. But we'll see what's available. It might be that we get to a certain point in the draft where we're picking best available. Outside linebackers, absolutely critical need. In our top 3 picks, we are going to be drafting an outside linebacker. Now, granted, I could move Lucas Van Ness from the left end position back to outside linebacker, but I just think he struggles in pass coverage, so we're going to put him on the defensive line, get his hand in the dirt, and just let him be a pass rusher. Now, we're putting him on the left side of the defensive line because he will be undoubtedly going against maybe not the best tackles in the league on that side, because that's typically the side of the quarterback that he can see the pass rush coming. And then we're going to put Max Crosby on the blind side, so that he can, kind of leverage his rating, his skills, and maybe create some havoc opposite of Luke Van Ness and free some plays up there. But we do need a defensive tackle. But outside linebacker is another critical need. We're going to look for a bona fide pass rusher. I've got a couple of guys highlighted that we're going to look at. So, yeah. Second to third round, we're going to be picking an outside linebacker. I have some guys in mind, and we might actually take some players that are not slated to go until day 3, because looking at their physical stats, I'm excited. We want to try and get a fast linebacker. Remember, you can coach all of the other skills, but you cannot get raw physical ability. You have to draft that. So that's what we're looking at for outside linebacker. Middle linebacker is another position of need. It's a position of significant need. So we're looking at third to fourth round for a middle linebacker. We need to get a bona fide starter in there. I like who we have for depth, but I don't like who we have as potential starters. So we're definitely going to be looking at a couple of middle linebackers, probably one in that 3 to 4 range, and then maybe another one in the 5th or 6th round, just to kind of round that out. There are some good middle linebackers available. Cornerback, we got to get somebody to play opposite of Hobbs. This is the same problem that I had before I re-signed Hobbs as a free agent, and we need to get somebody to play opposite him. I tried to get Adebo, but the contract wasn't right, and I wanted to be mindful of our cap space. So we need to get at least a number 2 cornerback, and possibly a good slot cornerback. Safety, we need a starter at free safety. I moved one of our cornerbacks to free safety to try and cover that. I didn't want to do that, but he just kind of fit the bill. He was tall, rangy, good speed, but not great speed. So I wanted to use him. But that's kind of where we're at. So the draft plan is first and second round, we're going for a quarterback. Second and third round, we're looking at outside linebackers and middle linebackers. Third through fifth, we're looking at offensive line. We're looking at wide receivers. And then lastly, towards the later end of the draft, rounds 5 through 7, we're going to be looking for defensive backs that we can kind of plug into different roles. So that's what we're looking at for the draft. And then once the draft is over, going into the preseason, we're going to fill out our roster with all kinds of undrafted free agents that have a lot of potential, because we want to fill that scout team. We want to pack that scout team with a lot of talent who are going to develop through the year, and then we will have a better build for the team. We'll have a deeper team. We'll have a more versatile team. That's the whole goal. So, and then of course we're going to cut Gardner Minshew. We're going to eat that cap penalty. It's going to hurt, and then we're going to eat Aiden O'Connell's cap penalty as well. I think we just need to get a completely fresh start. We're going to get all strong-armed quarterbacks. We're not going to mess around with people who are kind of average. We want to get strong-armed quarterbacks because we can develop them into positions or quarterbacks that can fill in when we need them to. But that's the draft plan. So with that, we're going to start the NFL draft. Like I said, I think we're going to trade down. Now, I'm not going to sit here through all of the other picks. We're going to sim to all of the picks that I have, and we're going to trade down where it makes sense. We're going to pick up players that we need that are on our draft board. I have some notes here of the players that I really would like to get my hands on. If you remember the last video, I made some comments about trying to get a late round steal and also a instant starter early in the draft. So that's what we're going to do. So let's get going. I'll let this video play, though.
the coaches and teams of this league, they dream of the right player that changes everything for their franchise. Tonight, those dreams collide. Welcome to Madden's NFL Draft.
Something else I do is I pause the timer on the clock. I just don't enjoy sitting through it. So, well, first pick's already in. Might as well see who it is. It's not likely to affect our draft board. Hood. Okay. So we're going to go in here. We're going to pause the draft. And we're going to skip to our pick. All right, let's take a look. Let's see who's available. We're not going to simulate any of my picks. Okay, so just to kind of give you a peek behind the curtain, the guy that we want, the guy that we're going for, is down here. We're looking at Brett Donlin. Strong arm quarterback. He has elite throwing strength, and good strength. So he's our guy. It says that he's at day 3, but I think we're going to pick him in the second round. Like I said, elite strength, elite throwing power. He's got decent agility, decent change of direction. He's not super fast, and that's okay. But I think he's our guy. Deep accuracy is a B, medium accuracy is a C or a D, short accuracy is a B or a C. But understand that those are all skills that can improve through training. So that's, we're gonna be dumping some points on him as he develops. But I like his height. He's 6'5". He's 226. He's only 22. He's from Ole Miss, and he's a right-handed quarterback. So that's the guy that we're looking at. I'm gonna try and get him in the second round. So I think we're gonna trade down at this point, because there's not a lot of super electrifying picks that I want. I mean, Yarborough, as far as outside linebacker, or is he? I think he's a defensive end, actually. Where is he? Oh, maybe he is an outside linebacker. Let's find out. Yeah, here he is. Darren Yarborough. He's another one that I want to pick. I think he's going to be hanging around until the second round. But here's his physicals. 4.6 40. That's pretty freaking good. And then his acceleration is very good as well. Now, we're going to keep an eye on him, but I think he's going to be our first second round draft pick. So we're going to keep an eye on that one. And that should be a good pick for us. So we're going to back out here. We're going to trade down and see what kind of value we get for our fourth round pick. 2026, 2027, nope. 2025, nope. Okay, so we got a first round pick in 2025, a first round pick in 2026, a second round pick in 2025, a third round pick in 2025, a third round pick in 2026, and a seventh round pick in 2026. That is a very good trade for us. But we're going to keep looking. Dolphins, 2025 first round pick. That's going to be 27th overall. I don't know that I love that. I don't love that spot. What is there? 32? No. 2026 first round pick, 2026 second round pick, 2026 third round pick. A lot of picks in 2026, only 2 in 2025. Colts, again, kind of the middle of the pack. I like where that is. 18, but the picks that are packaged with it, I'm not crazy about. So I guess we're going to go with that is a really attractive offer, though. Picking up a late round second pick, a late round third pick, a 3rd-round pick in 2026 to be announced, and a 7th-round pick in 2026 to be announced versus 27. So they'd pick. Yeah, I like having a lot of picks to choose from. So we're going to actually go with the 49ers pick. It's risky, but I think it's the right call.
There has been a trade.
Now we're going to go position by position because I want to see if we miss on any of our picks. Okay, who's this? Dawkins, all right. Let's just do this. We're going to take a big risk. Let's just see what we got. All right, looks like all of our guys. Well, McCutcheon would have been nice to get, but that's okay. None of the players that I was talking about really landed. So let's go ahead and make our selection. Let's go for who's available. Donald's going to hang around probably till the 2nd round. I'm going to pick him in the 2nd round. So let's see who's available at wide receiver. Although I could go ahead. Let's see if he's still available. Yarborough. All right, I'm going to pull the trigger on Yarborough. The difference between picking him in the 1st round and risking losing him in the 2nd round is just too much. We're gonna pull the trigger on him. And then next round, if our quarterback is there, we're gonna pick him, even though he's projected to be 3rd day. We're gonna pick him anyway. I feel good about this pick. So we'll put him on the left side behind C-. Not great. Acceleration 88, speed 86 though. I like that. I can work with that. I'm okay with it. That's fine. That's fine. All right, let's see who's available. O'Connell, yeah, I'm not crazy about him. But here's the thing. Day 3. I think we would regret not drafting him now. It's going to be risky, but I think we do it. So we got our quarterback. C+, that's okay. Throwing power, 94. Remember what I said. We wanted to get a strong arm quarterback. He fits the bill. I'm very happy with that. The rest of this, we can coach him up. We can train him. So, yeah, it's a risk. But I think it was worth it. So we're going to skip ahead. We're going to get our next 2nd round pick. We got 3 picks now in the 2nd round. Now we can start building depth. Let's see who's available. We want to try and get a defensive tackle or a wide receiver. But I want to get the right wide receiver. 4.49 speed. not impressive to me. I want to get somebody else like a 4.34, 4.35, somewhere in there. I just don't know. I don't know what's available. What do we got? Deep threat. Here we go. Whitfield. What's his? Let's see what his speed is. He's projected second to third, so we're in the second round. Physicals. 4.35 on his pro day. 4.37 on his combine. Only 9 reps on the bench press. But, I mean, he's 5'11". I wish he was a little bit taller. Let's see who else we got. I might go with him. I like his speed. But let's just see who else is available. The next deep threat player available wouldn't be until probably the 3rd or 4th round. Well, let's see what his speed is. 4.33 on his pro day. 4.38, 7 reps. I think we're gonna go with Whitfield. Although let's just take a look at let's see what we got for guards too, because remember I need a starting guard. 3rd to 4th round, not too worried about that. Day 3, 3rd to 4th round. Okay, defensive tackles, rounds 2 to 3. 6'2", 357, Thurman Waddle. Let's find out what his strength is. 43 reps. Holy cow. Put him next to Christian Wilkins. That could be impressive. I wish he was taller, obviously. But he's got elite strength. I mean, that's crazy. That is just impressive as all get out. 357 at 6'2". It's like the second coming of Gilbert Brown. But let's take a look at Ray Smith. What does he got? What's he 31 reps, 33 on his pro day. He's got decent strength. He's got good strength, but elite strength, man. Tom Waddle, 2nd to 3rd round. What else we got here for left outside linebackers? Well, middle linebackers another place we got to look too. 6'2". Yeah, I don't know. Buda Thompson. Physicals, he's blazing fast. He's got good strength. I think we take him. Although, what's his rounds 2 to 3? And his awareness is good. But what about the awareness of Waddle? B to D. 2nd to 3rd round. One of these guys should fall, but I want to pick the right one. Mobley. And we'll take a peek at cornerbacks too. What do we got here? Man-to-man. Tyler Harris. I was looking at him before. 4.36 speed on his pro day. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. He's also tall, if I remember correctly. Yeah, 6'3". I think we're going to go, because our pass defense was not fantastic. I think we're going to go with Tyler Harris. C+. Oh, B+. There we go. He was ranked 64 in true value. We drafted him at number 57. Speed 91, acceleration 88, change of direction 88. I think he'll be a player. He'll be good. And then we'll sim to our last 2nd round pick. I think I have one more. Yep. And we're going to go with, I don't know if I should go with Waddle or if I should go with the middle linebacker. I'm leaning towards the middle linebacker. Oh, they picked him. They picked Mobley. Or the linebacker that I wanted. So we're gonna go back up here and we're gonna get Waddle. I think he's a good pick. End of the second round, that's not bad. Pick 32. He's a B. Look at that. And we got him at number 64. He was number 21 in true value, and we got him at 64. So that was a good pickup. Physical strength, 97. He's also got a hidden trait. That is amazing. Speed could be a little bit better, but he's also 6'2" and 357 pounds. The nice thing is he's only 21, so we're gonna get some years out of him. Pretty solid across the board, so I'm happy with that pick. Our next pick is probably gonna have to be a middle linebacker. And then we'll come back to the wide receiver. So let's see who's available at middle linebacker. It was a big risk. Oh, wait, McCain is available, though. I wonder why he tumbled out of the first and second round. 4.47. I bet you it was the speed and the strength issue. He's tall, though, I think, right? 6'6". I think he might be a good pickup for us, honestly. Let's take a look at the middle linebacker, but we're going to come back, I think, and we're going to draft him. Because remember, we need to get some wide receivers on this team, period. So, Mobley, Johnson, Rainey. Who did I have that I wanted to look at? Justin Harrison, Khalil Joseph, and Buda Thompson. Buda Thompson got drafted, so we aren't going to be able to pick him up. But Khalil Joseph is available. And I liked him. Who was the other one? Justin Harrison. Looks like he was drafted. So let's just take a look at him. He's 6'4", 236. That's the size that I'm looking for. Speed, 4.65 could be better. His acceleration is good. Agility is elite. He's got good strength. So that'll help him against the run. He's a day 3 projected player, though, and there's a lot of middle linebackers above him. I think we're going to go back and we're going to pick up this wide receiver that tumbled out of the first round. Mike McCain. Although, let's take a look at Cohen, too. He's a physical wide receiver. What's his speed, I wonder? 4.37. 4.37, that's not bad. And he's 6'2". Who else we got? Jabari Whitfield. And we've got Rocky Garrison. I like that name. What's his speed? 4.44, but he's also 6'6". And I like tall receivers. He fell out of the second round. He's in the third round. And we've got a couple third-round picks, I think. Man, I just don't know. McCain what was his speed again? 4.47 versus 4.37, right? I think Reggie Cohen might be the guy. He's got good strength too. I wish he was a little bit taller, but we can work with that. Although I do like Whitfield. I do like Jabari Whitfield. Yeah, I think we're going to go with Jabari Whitfield. Although he's 5'11". Oh, decisions. 4.44. Yeah, we're going to go with Whitfield. I like deep threat wide receivers. It could have been a little bit better, but that's okay. What's his speed? Acceleration 95, speed 95. That's a good pick. I'm happy with that. We can use him in a few different places, even if it's just on kick returns for starters. Okay. So right now there was only one kind of questionable pick. But I think we're going to be okay. What round are we in? We're in round 3. This is the last pick of round 3. Let's see who's available. I think we're going to definitely go with middle linebacker here. Rainey, that was one of the guys we were looking at, but he's short. Terrence Poole, run stopper. What's his speed? 4.60. Good strength, though. My goodness. Acceleration's not very good, though. We want a linebacker that can make an impact at the point of attack. Khalil Joseph's still available. So I think we're going to go with him. Remember, I really liked him because of his speed, and I liked him because of his strength. He's got elite agility. So yeah, we're going to go with him. So we've got our middle linebacker. C-, you know, it's okay. It's okay. Now we're going to skip ahead to the 4th round. I think we have 2 picks in the 4th round. Yeah, we got 2 picks in the 4th round, it looks like. So let's see who we got. Who's available? I think we need to look at cornerbacks. See, I wish that they had it the way they used to have it in the game, where you would be able to see who you drafted previously. But I don't think that you have that ability anymore. Jerry Douglas, Denzel Connor, Macklin, Snell. He was a projected 2nd rounder. I wonder what happened with him. Oh, speed. That's what happened. Or lack thereof. Lack of speed. See, now we got to get kind of picky about any kind of cornerbacks, wide receivers. 4.45 is okay. Acceleration is elite, though. Decent strength, decent change of direction. Maybe he might be our guy, but I don't know. Height 6'2", 183. He might be a good nickelback. Who did I have for cornerbacks? Marvin Eubanks got drafted. Carlos Greenfield got drafted. Kerry Clemens. Did he get drafted yet, or is he down the list a ways? No, he got drafted. Tyler Harris, we drafted. All right, so let's take a look at safeties. What do we got? Now I think I have some listed here that I was looking at. Hall, Booker, Tatum, Gatewood, and Billups. Hall looks like he got drafted. Booker got drafted. Tatum is available. What's his speed? 4.47. Wish that was better. Good strength. Gatewood, don't see him in the list there. Billups must be on the strong safety. Billups way down here. He's a potential undrafted free agent. We're not going to worry about him. So let's go back up and see what's available for offensive linemen. Specifically guards. We need to get a good guard. Okay, he was on our draft board. Let's see what his deal is. Remember, defensive lineman and offensive lineman, you want to look at their strength. 30 reps, that is solid but not great. We want somebody that has great or elite strength. Size is also important. Again, solid. Craig, he's way up on my draft board if I remember correctly. because of his size. 6'6", 343. His strength is solid, but he's got good speed, decent change of direction, but his acceleration's not good at all. I like his size, but I just feel like we need somebody else. What do we got here? Joey Hansen drafted. Tradesman Craig is available. Max. Who is it? Allen? Yeah, Max Allen. Potential undrafted free agent. He's from Wisconsin. Matt Alexander. That might be on the other side here. I don't see him. Bullo. What do we got here? 33 reps. Not bad. Not bad. Decent acceleration. Solid speed. I wish it was a little bit higher. But this is the 4th round. So this is kind of where our second tier of starters are going to come from. Speed, solid. Strength, great. All right, Peter Woodley, projected day 3. Yeah, we'll draft him. We'll have to move him to the left guard position. But it was a little bit of a reach, but I'd rather get a good player. So we're going to skip ahead to our next pick. It looks like we just have one more in the 4th round. And we'll see who's available in the defensive backfield. Okay, Douglas. If I remember correctly, he didn't have fantastic. No good speed. These guys did not have good. Well, Snell might have. I don't remember. 4.46, still pretty slow. You want to have fast defensive backs because they need to be able to keep up with the fast wide receivers. So I ideally would like to see 4.40, 4.39, 4.37, somewhere in there for speed. Whether that's going to happen or not remains to be seen. 4.42. I wish that they would just put that over here on the right so you can just pick. Like, why can't you just put speed out here? Now we're looking for man-to-man. - 6'3", 204, 4.50. Not good. Day 3. 4.45. So we might actually have to look to the free agency again to get the cornerback that we want. It's not ideal. It's not my first choice, but it might be the hand that we're given here. Al Booker, was he one of the safeties that I was looking at? No, he was not. Oh, yeah, he was. What was his speed? 4.49. Corey Tatum, 4.47. I'm a little less worried about speed with the safeties, but I'd still like to see it down around 4.4. Feliz, was he one of them? No. 4.56. What about strong safeties? What do we got here? Samuels. 4.51. Dupree. I didn't put him on my draft board, but let's see what his speed is. 4.59. Metcalf. Oh, he didn't participate in the combine. That's nice. Guess he wasn't invited. All right, so we have the unenviable position of having to look at best available. Not my first choice, but we need to think about it. Let's go up here. All positions. Cohen is still available. Douglas is still available. But remember, he's pretty slow. Right? Yeah, 4.51. That's not fast enough. Samuels was on the bubble. Yeah, 4.51. Not fast enough. Terry. 4.46. We might have to go with Snell. I don't know. 4.46. If nothing else, we could shift him to safety, which I might do. So we'll draft him. And now we're going to have to really dig deep and go best available. We have 2 picks in the 5th round. Let's see what happens. No. Do we have 2 picks in the 5th round? No, we have 1 pick in the 5th round. So let's make our selection. I think we're going to go exclusively with linemen here. Tresman Craig is still available. I think we might go with him. I like his size. I wish his bench reps were better. But who else do we have available? 34 reps. Is he tall, though? 6'3". Craig is a mountain of a man. What do we got for guards? Here we got Moss. Meeks. Yeah, he's a free agent. He's going to be a free agent. We can pick him up cheap later. So, yeah, I think we're going to go with Craig. Not a bad pick. All right, we are into round 6. Who's available? Cohen is still available. But it's, if I remember, he's slow, right? Slowish. Oh no, 4.37. That's not bad. You know what? We're gonna pull the trigger on him. .437 speed is nothing to sniff at. So now we'll skip to the 7th round. We only have 1 pick in the 7th round. Let's see what we got. I think we need to go with another outside linebacker. Or, well, maybe another quarterback. All potential free agents. We'll get them on the cheap. I don't really need to worry about halfback, fullback. Those are all free agents. Wide receiver, we're pretty well stacked at this point. Guard. Got to think about it. Defensive end, don't really need anybody. Defensive tackle, we're okay, I think. But we'll find out. Speed rusher, 6'4". How speedy are you, sir? 4.67. great speed, marginal acceleration. 7th round pick projected on day 3. We might be able to shift him inside, actually. Earl Gordon, what's his story? 4.67. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, Zach Taylor. That was another one I was really looking at. 4.58. Elite speed, good acceleration, good strength. Yeah, that's gonna be our 7th round pick. They didn't like that pick. That's fine. I really don't care. He's gonna fit the bill. And then we're gonna sim to the end of the draft. Or was that? Yeah, that was round 7. So, all right, let's go ahead and look at our roster. Well, draft recap. Let's take a look. So, kind of a mixed bag. Yarborough was an overall 69. Donlin is an overall 66, but you know what? The reason I drafted him is that throwing strength, the throwing power. You cannot coach that. He's got a throwing power of 94. You can't coach that. It might go up 1 point, spending points on him, but to have 94 right out of the gates, I'm willing to take the gamble on him. Harris, that was a nice pickup. 72 overall, speed 91. Waddle, 75 overall. See, that's what I was looking for. I wanted to get a defensive tackle that was going to be able to be stepping in right next to Christian Wilkins. So he should be able to make an impact. Wide receiver, Whitfield is going to probably be a developmental player, but 95 speed, 95 acceleration. You can't top that. Khalil Joseph, 69 overall, but 84 speed. I'm happy with that. Peter Woodley, he is the right guard that we picked up. Overall 68. His strength is 90. That's the most important stat for an offensive lineman. Sheldon Snell, okay, he could be a problem. I think we will be moving him to safety. He's just not quite fast enough. 89 speed, 93 acceleration. He is man-to-man, but I think he's a better safety than a cornerback. Tresman Craig, 71 overall. See, this is why I drafted this guy. His strength is 86, but that's going to get better because there are skill tree things that you can do for your offensive line and for your coach who are going to boost that a little bit. They're going to get a boost of like 2 to 4 points. I don't remember what it is. Wide receiver Cohen, 91 speed, 91 acceleration. He's more of a playmaker. I'm happy with that pick. And then Zach Taylor as the outside linebacker, 86 speed, 86 acceleration. I am very much pleased with this draft. We have $96 million in cap room. We're going to free up a little bit more space by cutting Gardner Minshew and cutting Aiden O'Connell. So let's take a look here. Let's see where we got to adjust the roster. First things first. Yeah, I'm done with you. I will eat the $8 million penalty. It's actually going to be $6.34 million in cap room, 7.6 in cap penalty. I'm going to take that hit because he's just not worth it. O'Connell, that's going to be a $400,000 cap hit. But like I said, we're going to start replacing these players with strong arm quarterbacks. We want to build quarterbacks for the future. Carter Bradley, you're going to be gone too. I'm just not going to do it. So there we go. Running backs. Again, Zamir White. He's 25, good speed, decent size. He's going to get the nod for now. The backup's going to be Tyrion Davis-Price. Again, decent speed, great acceleration, good size. We want to kind of build towards a power running game. Dylan Lauby's got a spot on the roster. I like what he did. And then, of course, Tyon Evans, I think we're going to get rid of because we could do better. Now, before we advance to the regular season, we're going to shift this guy to fullback because we need a fullback to go into the season, and if we have to, we'll shift him back, but he'll be fine. Left tackle, guard, we're all set. We do need to get another... Ooh, we need a starting right guard. That's right. So I think we will move Craig over to the right side and see if that helps. Now, he's got a hidden talent, so that's very important. So we're going to see how he does in the preseason. He's going to probably be the starter at right guard, I think. Yep, he's going to be the starter. I just really like this player. I like his size. I like his strength. Right tackle. We need a starter on right tackle. So we're going to be looking at some free agents. Defensive end, Luke Van Ness on the left side. I already explained my thought processes on that one. I think I like where he's at. Max Crosby's on the right-hand side. I think we're going to have an open competition on the left side with Tyree Wilson and Lucas Van Ness, because if we have to, we can move Lucas Van Ness back to outside linebacker. I'm not worried about that. So let's move him to the other end so that he can have a competition with Luke Van Ness. I'm confident Luke Van Ness will win. Defensive tackles, look at that. Waddle steps right in next to Christian Wilkins. And we are in good shape. We really are. He could be a little bit faster, but I expect him to be a run stuffer. Defensive tackle looks much better than it did a year ago. Outside linebacker, Yarbrough. I like that starter. I like him kind of lining up behind Luke Van Ness. Maybe they can generate some pass rush between the two of them. Middle linebacker, yep, Khalil Joseph's going to be the presumptive starter. We are going to add one more middle linebacker from free agency, and then we need to find a bona fide right outside linebacker. Now, that could be moving Van Ness back to the other side to play behind Max Crosby. So we have some, we could stack him behind Max Crosby and get a little bit extra pressure there, especially if Tyree Wilson beats him out. And I might just do that anyways. But see, the problem is, let's go over here and look at pass coverage. Van Ness just is not great in pass coverage. However, Amari Gaynor is. So we might actually move him over to outside linebacker. What's his speed? 85 and 86? He's 6'3", 236. Yeah, we're going to actually move him to the other side. We're going to move him to the right outside linebacker. He's got good speed. He's got good coverage. Why not? Now, I don't know how that affects his overall. Whenever you move players, it might affect their overall. So, yeah, he's going to... I like him better than Eichenberg. No offense to the real Tommy Eichenberg. I just feel like there's more upside to Gaynor now. He's a year older, but he's faster, and I like that. Cornerback. So Jack Jones is the other side to Nate Hobbs, and then we have Tyler Harris in the nickel. the nickel slot, so I'm happy with that. And then we have these other guys that we got to kind of decide what we're going to do with them. If I remember correctly, we were going to move Snell to safety. So let's do that. We'll move him to free safety. And then Mullen, I think we'll leave the rest of them as is for now. So we've got some work to do. Now I want to check to make sure I have Phil turned off. I think I do. Let's find out. Oh, is it? It's not. Yeah, it's not preseason yet. We'll go up here, user settings, game options, because I don't want them to fill my roster because EA will just cock it up. Okay, we left the weekly training to auto. Everything else is manual here. Manage practice reps is auto. Our depth chart is manual. Okay, I think we're all right. I think we're okay. Yep. All right. So let's advance a week. And see what happens. All right, now we've got a lot of things to fill up here. So let's see who's available. We got to get a couple of quarterbacks, preferably strong arm quarterbacks. Jacoby Brissett. Well, let's see who's available. Donnie Wilcox. I wish that they would make it so you could actually see their throwing power. There we go. Clint Birch. Overall of 57. Welcome to the Raiders, young man. And then let's see who else we got here. Ooh, Kevin Bishop. Why, yes, we will take you. It's a risk, but your throwing strength is incredible. And we need to sign one more because remember, I cleaned house on quarterbacks. So let's go down here. Don Westbrook. What's his throwing power? 95. Yep. There we go. That should give us 4 quarterbacks, if I remember correctly. Let's find out. Yep, that'll help us keep the roster healthy. Oh, we need a halfback. All right. Did not see that happening. We need a fullback. Wide receiver, we could use 1 or 2. So we'll go right down the line. Who's available? Alvin Kamara, A.J. Dillon. Okay, nobody really to write home about. So let's see who's rookies who are available. We want to get a power back. What do we got here? Bernard Cook, 5'11", 233 pounds from Penn State. Speed, 88. Acceleration, 87. Or we could go down. Elusive back, 5'8", 199, 5'8", 210. He's a receiving back, though. We want either elusive or power. But I also don't want somebody that's going to be like basically a wide receiver lining up at running back. I don't like doing that. Shivers. Does that mean he's going to have a cold streak? Hope not. 196. No. Not a lot of power backs available, honestly. At least not rookies. All right, so we're going to take a flyer out on this guy. Push comes to shove. We will cut him. But we'll sign him to the active roster. It says he develops with, he has star potential. So I think we'll be okay. Fullback. Nobody's available, so we got to go to tight end. We're gonna sign at least one free agent wide receiver though. What do we got here? Jaron Martin. Or do we want to go with a playmaker? Jerry Means. I think I'm gonna go with Jaron Martin. Now, I probably will have to come back and sign another wide receiver. That puts us at 6. I generally like to have 7 going into the preseason. We need to sign a couple of tight ends. We'll probably sign 3 or 4. Probably 4 because there's no fullbacks available. We want to, let's see here. Vertical threat. Speed 79, acceleration 88. He's good fullback material. Remember, we got a lot of cap room now. I don't really think that we need to sign any veterans. What do we got here? 26. 5 years? Wow, okay. What's his? He's 6'4", 275. Oh, that's right. You know what? We'll sign him and we'll make him a fullback. Why not? And then we'll sign one more, right? Because that'll give us... No, we got to sign 2 more. Yaboa. Vertical threat. 6'3", 250. Yeah, maybe. I mean, it's not going to hurt him. He's 26. He will develop. He just won't develop as fast as the rookies. That's okay. So what do we got here? 265 and 266. Yeah. So let's move those tight ends to fullback. Because we want to have 4 tight ends that we're going to use as receiving tight ends. And then we want to have a couple that are going to be just regular fullbacks. So we will make him... What is his speed again? 83. Acceleration 87. Yeah, we're going to have him be a fullback, honestly. I think in my Packers franchise, I have him as a fullback as well. And he does a very good job. He has a tendency to stay healthy, which is important. And then I think strength. We're going to use this guy as the other fullback. We're going to change his number, though. I don't like having fullbacks with wide receiver or tight end numbers, so we're going to move him to... That works. Okay, so the team's rounding out. I do wish we had a little bit better wide receiver core, but what are you going to do? We're taking a huge risk on these quarterbacks. So what's going to happen next, and I'm not going to do this on camera because it'll be a super long video, is we're gonna round out our roster. We're going to get it to the 75 players that we're allowed to have in Madden. So I'm going to be adding some younger offensive linemen to play backups and fill the practice squad. We're going to round out the defensive line. I think we're going to add at least one defensive tackle and then a couple of defensive ends. And then for linebackers, we need to add at least 2 outside linebackers and another middle linebacker. And then cornerbacks, we need to add 1 or 2 cornerbacks maybe, and then 1 or 2 safeties. So rather than do this all on camera, I will do a recap in the next video. But that was the draft. I think we did very well. It's going to be interesting, and hopefully I can get this team trending in the right direction. I also think the next video we're going to do the first week of minicamp so that I can try some of the minicamp games because I haven't done that yet in this game. So with that, I want to say, as always, be safe, be kind, and remember, no matter who you are, no matter where you are, you do matter and you are loved. Have a happy holidays, and I will see you in the next video. Take it easy, everybody.